right, the excellent wife is what we are talking about this week. She is in Proverbs chapter 31, 10 through 24, actually 10 through 31, but we broke it up in two because it takes too much time to go through the whole thing. So this week we looked at 10 through 24. Next week we're going to finish off the chapter, and then we get to have some fun with some other stuff. But yeah, so conclusion today. Our conclusion is, first, if you want to have a good wife, you must remember that they're hard to find, all right? You got to look for her. That means you're searching for a specific type of woman. You're not just choosing any old woman, any woman that walks down the street like, oh, she's my wife, or any woman that, bats their eyelashes at you and talks nice to you. Yeah, that's not what you're looking for. You're looking for the excellent wife. So you must be cautious in whom you choose, and must know their character and behavior before you pursue a relationship. That's the warning here, right? Here's the list of all these things that the excellent wife is doing. Here's your list of things to look out for, right? This is the ABCs. Remember, this is written for the instruction of really children. And so here's what to be. And then, look for this woman. Where is she? Can I find this woman? The price of an excellent, you gotta remember that the price of the excellent wife is far above earthly riches. So don't settle for someone like, oh, I'm getting older, I'll never find anyone. There's none of them here. Well, they're out there, right? There are excellent women out there. That's the encouragement here, that there is an excellent wife out there. She might be hard to find, but she's there, and you have to be able to look for her. Now, God may bring her and drop her right into your lap. For some people, he does that. For me, it took me 6 years to to get my one. Because we were friends back when we were in sophomore, and we met sophomore, junior year of high school. We're friends right away, but it took a while, a couple years before we finally got married. So it took a while, but I found a good one because she was my friend first, and I was able to see all these characteristics beforehand. So that's why the price of this excellent wife is far above earthly riches. And look at all that she does, how much better the household is. She makes the household good, right? It's a household you want to run back to. As a man, you're working all day, like, dude, I just want to go home, because that's where the excellent wife is. It's not like these relationships where the guy's at work and he's like, well, I'm going to stop at the bar on the way home. I'm going to go run these errands. I'll be home later. The dude that has an excellent wife, he's like, I'm going straight home. I need to get home. He's at work like, dude, man, it's not time to go home yet. I got to get back home to my excellent wife. The excellent wife and my excellent kids, because they're being raised by an excellent wife. That's what I want. So, but the price of excellence, man, it is far beyond riches. Let me tell you. Again, George Lawson said, he is a fool who marries the woman who is dressed in silk and rubies. If we would refuse the same woman in rags. Oh, man, that's good. You're a fool if you want the woman who's dressed in silk and in fancy ruby. Look, she's looking good, man. She's looking hot. If you would refuse the same woman, would you refuse the same woman if she was dressed in rags, right? If she was dressed as a homeless person, would you refuse her? Because of her behavior, because of the way she talks to you, because of the way she treats you, because of the way she treats others, because of the way she treats her children. If she was dressed as a poor person, living in rags, right? Would you say, I don't want that? Well, then you're looking at the wrong person, and you got the wrong idea, because the excellent wife is inwardly, not outwardly. That's what we're talking about. And a woman should seek to be this person, right? This is the woman you want to be. This is the standard by which you're gonna not can you do all the things that she's doing? Probably not, because you would never be sleeping, according to this woman, right? She goes to bed late. And she wakes up early before it's dark, and then she goes to bed while burning the candle. So when does she go to bed? She doesn't. It might be a little bit hyperbolic, but the idea is that maybe she's not doing the same night. But you get the idea. She's always working hard. But this is the standard. This is where you want to be. This is the wife we should be teaching our daughters. This is what you want to be, daughters. This is what you want to be, right? Be this woman. Finally, all Christians ought to speak in such a way about other believers that the devil has no way to use your words to defame another. This is especially true in a marriage. Wives are to be helpers who are fit for their husband. She brings him good, not harm, it says. He trusts her, and she confidently carries out her responsibilities. She can destroy him, or she can elevate him. And in doing either, she receives the same destruction or elevation. Whatever she does to him will be turned back to her. And so you see these people that have these marriages, and they're talking about, well, I don't always like my wife. I don't really like, always complaining about their wives, or the wives are always complaining about their husbands and how bad it is, and all this kind of stuff, and they're always judging each other, and there's this strife all the time. Well, you have to make the choice, because it really comes down to choice. A good marriage is a choice. You can have one if you both choose to have it. You can be in a relationship where you like each other all the time. You have to choose that. If you don't choose that, you will never have it. But you both have to choose to say, like, you know what, I want to be in a place where I like you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. I don't want to be annoyed by anything you do. So let's work on this. Let's make the choice to do this, because it really is a choice. It's not a miracle. It's not because what this excellent wife is doing is not miraculous, right? She's doing what she is called to do. She's obedience. So obedience is the idea here. It's not the idea that this is a miracle of God, that these two people could live together and really like each other and love each other and want to spend time with each other all the time, and they don't have to argue all the time, because they truly do appreciate and love each other. And you don't have to argue. You don't have to fight. You don't have to say, well, this person is annoying me. You don't, because that's a choice that you're making. So don't make that choice, right? You can do that. That's what I think, that's what more biblical counseling comes in, marriage counseling comes in, because it can teach you, like, hey, you're choosing to be this way. Why are you choosing to do this? Why are you choosing to have a bad marriage? Because it's really about your choice. People, the world tells you, well, there is no choice. It's just how it is. Personalities clash. It's all horrible, and that's our, that's a bunch of garbage, right? We know that. That's the worldly idea. The world says you can't change, you can't choose, you can't do anything. And it's just it is what it is, and it sucks, And then you get married again, that sucks too, and you get married again, and maybe that's okay. You might be all right for 50% of the time, and hey, it's 50% of the time, you're good. And you just do that. But no, you got to make choices. You got to make the right choices. That's what Proverbs is all about. That's what Proverbs 31 is about for a wife. Choose the right wife who is thinking this way, who has her mindset. She's not perfect. She's not going to be perfect. But she's thinking this way, wants to be this way, wants to obey the Lord, wants to do what she's supposed to do. That's the wife you want. And then women act that way. Choose to be that way. You can choose to be that way. You can. God says you can be that way. You can choose to be that way. But you have to make the choice. Because you can live in rebellion. You can live in disobedience. You can do that for a while. You will be disciplined by the Lord, and it won't be good. But you need to make the choice. And it's possible. It is possible. So praise the Lord that He's given us what He gives us, what He calls us to, right? He gives us the strength we need to do it. And He will. So that's where I'm going to end this week. Now come back next week. We're going to finish this off and talk a little bit more about this excellent wife, this excellent woman, and see what else we can learn about this from Lemuel's mother. So come back next time.